Sports Video Group's Jason Dackman. I'm in New York City at ChyronHego's office, and I'm with ChyronHego CEO Marco Lopez. Marco, thanks so much for joining us on SVG On Demand. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely, Jason. Thank you for coming over.
Well, you guys have been very busy in the about 5 months since you came on as CEO of the company. Lots of sports partnerships especially. You guys are always busy in that market sector, and that's been very true for the last 5 months. One of the bigger deals that you guys worked on with several other vendors was the Prudential Center, home of the Devils in New Jersey. Can you tell me a little bit about that project, the role you guys played, and how you partnered with some other vendors to get a job done in a very short window of time, if I remember correctly?
That's right. It pretty much happened in less than five months when the go-ahead was given, and the teams really worked together to develop for the Prudential Center and for the Devils a completely new concept. I mean, from where they came to what they have now is truly remarkable. The number of displays that are all around the stadium, both inside and outside, is truly something where they're trying to really build up that fan engagement. On our end, it's really our ClickFX Prime solution, where we can take any canvas size to any number of displays at any resolution and any aspect ratio. So we're driving every piece of display that's in the Prudential Center and outside. So that includes the ribbons, that includes the center hungs, that includes any aspect ratio of display that they have. And we worked very closely with EVS. So EVS was the replay and switching platform, and then Trans-Lux was the main provider for all of the displays. And it was just a great partnership to really work with the customer, be a consultative type of partnership with our partners, and then make it happen so that the fans can really get that huge experience when they go see one of the Devils play.
Right, very cool. And you guys have, as always, but especially now, put a real emphasis on those partnerships, right? Partnering with other vendors, creating solutions that are best of breed for the customer, and leveraging other people's technologies. I think a good example of that, you guys were just at Bundesliga Innovation Days, which is always a fun event. They kind of throw, the youth league out there and let you guys sort of test what would happen in a real-world scenario. So tell me some of the stuff that you guys were working on out there, some of the people you were partnering with, and some of the cool things that came out of it.
Absolutely. So the Bundesliga, as you mentioned, is pretty unique. It was the first time for me. I've been in broadcast for so many years, over 25 years, but this was really on the sports side and sports technology side. So we were in the Düsseldorf stadium, and then the way they do it is they bring partners, they bring other leagues, really to have an exchange of ideas. But then to your point, they actually had the youth league. So I think it was the U17 to U19s were playing, and so that the technology partners could actually see and show show the leagues, the DFL and other leagues, how this technology can bring value to what they do within their neck of the woods. So in our case, we had one of the business lounges, and we retrofitted that lounge with over 5 technology partners. I think the ones that we really enjoyed and that we saw the reaction from the customers more than anything else was, first of all, the DFL loved our tracking system. So it's been used now. So TrackCab is the Emmy award-winning tracking technology, which really proves the point of being real-time tracking as opposed to delivering tracking data 24 or 48 hours later. We do it real-time. So what we did with that real-time tracking data is we fed it to these various partners. So in one application, it was to our own ClickFX Prime system. So the ribbon displays that you see around the pitch of the field, we're able to now track where the camera is because we're tracking where the players are. So if we're following the ball with the player that has possession of the ball, we can then put A-list sponsorship on the ribbon. So that's tremendous value because we know we'll always be in the frame of the live broadcast that's probably going to millions of viewers. So again, big guys like maybe a Nikon, Pepsi, Coke can really see the value of that and can do that type of sponsorship.
And the advertisement will track with the action so it stays in frame.
Exactly, all the time. And that's an integration with our tracking system and our own ClickFX Prime system. But the other place where the tracking data was used, I really love the example with the Beyond Sports. So Beyond Sports produce a VR system, so a virtual reality system. So again, yeah, you put on the gear, but they created these 3D avatars of the actual players, because they're using all of our TrackCap data that they receive through our portal, through our web portal. And through that TrackCap data, they're now able to create the avatars and actually create the game. For the Dutch League, twice a week on 2 matches per week, they stream that over their web streaming server, and people can actually see an animated version of the game. So that's a little bit cutesy, but when you think about it from a broadcast point of view, now you can have anchors, rather than just doing telestration in 2D on a screen, they can actually be on the floor of a basketball game, right, on the court, or they can be on the pitch itself for a soccer match, and they can move around and they can explain the play and how, if somebody was in a different location, how things could have been differently done. Likewise, for coaching, for all player performance and evaluation, in combination with our Coach Paint and our Coach products, or a family of products, we're able to give that other level of analysis that the coaching teams will use to, again, bring up player performance, and again, the whole goal of this is to win more matches and then bring more revenue to the team or the club.
Yeah, we can see those next generation technologies and the impact that they're going to have on coaching, the user experience, the broadcast experience, multi-platform experience. It's future awaits, I guess, for a lot of your guys' technologies.
And I would say the last one that I think is another big, huge investment in technology is what Nikon has done. So Nikon has recently acquired the Mark Roberts robotics systems. That was shown also during NAB. But what they're doing is, again, using this tracking system from TrackCab, from our TrackCab system, they're able to now completely automate the robotics of the cameras. So, everyone always complains about adding cameras in a stadium or at a court because they have to sacrifice, stands.
Right.
And
you kill seats.
You kill seats, exactly. So now they can put these fairly small form factor cameras that are totally, robotic. So they're unmanned. They don't need anyone to actually man the camera itself. But then you have the problem as well, how do I keep players in frame? How do I, zoom, pan, tilt? Well, now we have a solution for that. So with the tracking data that we provide, they're able to get that tracking data. They know exactly where the play is, and they will show through their cameras, they will automatically adjust so that they keep that player in frame. And then the nice thing they did is, through some nifty software, they can say, okay, always track player number 4, or always track the ball. And if you have dozens of these cameras, because they're fairly low cost and they're small form factor, you can really bring up now the experience when you're either watching it there game day, or watching it at a club, or from the comforts of your own home.
Yeah, we saw it in NAB, and we're seeing it across the industry. Automated production is definitely really taking hold with those kind of technologies. So, Marco, we really appreciate you joining us. It's always a pleasure. Thanks so much for taking the time.
Yeah, thank you for coming over, Jason.
And stay tuned to sportsvideo.org for more industry coverage.